You're a dummy. Where's the money, Joe?
You don't like me much, do you?
Welcome to another thrilling episode of the best podcast in the world. And I'm the host with the most, Corpy. And for today's episode, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot. I don't know if I told y'all. I'm going to tell you again. I just got out of a relationship. I started the year in a little relationship, and I just got out of it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just is what it is. As most relationships we get into nowadays in 2022 are, it's whatever. Every relationship is whatever. And I wanted to talk about something else. Again, I've been getting into it with a few of the girls I was dealing with. So, I just wanted to say something. And people too. So not just girls, other people too. And I wanted to talk about something that I was thinking about earlier. Boundaries. We need to develop boundaries with people. Today's episode will be about boundaries and how to set them with people, because that's really one of my New Year's resolutions for the year was boundaries, setting boundaries with people and being firm. And then I ended up getting in a relationship at the beginning of the year when I wanted to be single. You know what happens when you're trying to be single and trying to do your thing, and then you end up in a relationship that you didn't expect. But those be the best relationships sometimes, again, and I learned a lot. And the main thing I learned coming out of that relationship is boundaries. You have to have boundaries in every relationship that you are in. And now I'm even more clear on setting these boundaries, and I'm going to help y'all set boundaries. We have to have a line. We have to have defense from when people try to play with us. We really have to have barriers in between that to let people know this is not a place to play. Let me say that one more time. This is not a place to play. Let's give a round of applause for that. Don't play here. Do not play here. Like, you really have to set your boundaries firm with people and let them know, I'm not the 1, I'm not the 2, I'm not the 3, I'm not the 4, I'm not the 5. You have to have clear boundaries in every relationship that you have with people. I don't care if it's friends, family, co-workers, whoever it is that's around you, that comes in your energy field. They really have to know not to play with you. And it works on that side, and it also works on our side, because we have to be the one to set the boundaries. We do not be setting boundaries with people. We give everybody else different levels of boundary, as we should, but really, don't let nobody play with you. I don't care if they 9 years old or 90 years old. Do not let them play with you, because it's a slippery slope. Once they start playing with you and going past your boundaries, they're just going to keep going and going and going and going past those boundaries that you set. That's why you have to set rigid boundaries. And I'm really learning that this year. That's a big thing for me this year, learning boundaries. I do not let people play with me. Like I said, I just let my ex in. And again, she's a good-hearted girl. She's amazing. But a lot of things I didn't like. And you really have to say the things that you don't like when you're dealing with people. I don't like this. I don't like that. Be direct. One of my homegirls, she told me last year, she was like, you need to be more direct. You need to say what you want. And I really feel like as men and just people in general, we have to be more direct with what we say. It's a lot of indirection in this world. People not saying how they feel. People not venting properly. And then they just go off later because we're not being direct with other people. We don't have those boundaries. Communication boundaries are very important. You don't got to go off on people. Just let people know you're not the one to play with. I be direct with what I want and all my intentions now. So when I say I want something from somebody or I need something or I think whatever, I'm very clear about that now. All right? Because I set those boundaries and I really had to learn this year. Like I said, every lesson is another lesson. It's just something to help you move forward in life. And I really feel like the main lesson that we all should get for 2022 is don't let people play with you. Set clear, firm, rigid boundaries. Like, all right, this is how I am. Don't play with me. People be like, oh, you getting offended. You sensitive. You acting like this. No. I told you beforehand, don't play with me. And then you played with me. You kept playing with me. Now I got to react in a way that I want to react. And we have to stop saying, oh, I lashed out, whatever. Anger is healthy. Anger is how we get things done. If we don't be angry, we won't be motivated to do stuff. Nothing fills us with more energy than somebody making us mad, somebody getting us messed up. And we really need to channel that anger properly. The thing is, we don't channel that anger properly. What we need to do is take that anger and build boundaries. It don't gotta be a wall. That's what I'm saying. You don't gotta wall yourself off and become a stone. No, you could be a loving, big-hearted person, but still set clear boundaries. See, that's what I learned. I got a big heart, and I'm not gonna mess up my big heart for nobody, but I am gonna have boundaries around my heart. It's not walled off, it's not an ice box, but it's boundaries now. Like, don't play with this, don't do this. I'm firm beforehand, before I get into any relationship now. Even if it's with a girl or it's a business relationship or anything, I'm very clear about what I want. We have to be very clear with our intentions. We don't be clear. We be indirect in everything because we be expecting the other person to get it. And that's not their job to understand us. We need to be clear and direct about what we want and our intentions and how we talk to people and what we want from them. Stop acting like you can't use your mouth. That's why I'm back on the podcast, because I'm here to use my voice and talk to y'all direct. All right? I'm here, man. We got a lot to talk about.
You're a dummy.
I'm gonna be wilding. I'm gonna be wilding. I'm gonna be wild because I have to be. I really try to chill and be gentle and be humble and let people figure their way out. No, no, I'm gonna blast you. I'm gonna blast you. I have to. Because you're not gonna get it if I don't be direct, if I don't be forceful, if I don't be firm in my boundaries and how I talk to people. That's the only way. That literally is the only way. If you do not have those boundaries, if you do not have that wall where people know, all right, I can't come to him with no bull. I gotta be direct. I can't bring no bull over to him. When I talk to him, it gotta be direct and firm. I have no time for miscommunication. Too much. I've spent too much time on miscommunication, and I don't want to spend no more time on miscommunication because that's valuable time I could be using to shoot more podcast episodes for y'all. So why are you letting people get you messed up? It's you. You are the problem. You're not setting clear boundaries. And we all need to learn how to set more clear boundaries with our time and with our energy and with our money. The three most valuable things that we have is time, energy, love, and money. We're gonna say four valuable things. We gotta throw love in there. But I'm not saying be selective with who you love. I'm not saying close your big heart off or change, but just be firm with who you want. If you got an idea or anything and somebody gets you misdirected on your idea or they say they got you messed up, just be like, listen, this is how I want it. This is my vision. This is how I like things. All right? Don't accept the bare minimum from anybody that goes under your boundary levels. You should have a threshold of what you want out of all relationships, especially if it's romantic relationships, because that's where we give and take the most in these romantic relationships, where we just give this other person so much power and so much leeway. Stop giving them that leeway. Don't give them that rope, because you know what they're going to do with that rope. You know what happens when you give people too much rope. They're going to hang you with it. They're going to drag you with it. They're going to tie you up. They could do so much things with rope. You could do a lot giving that person a rope. They could tie you up. They could do all types of stuff, drag you everywhere around. Like, stop giving them that rope, that leeway. Have them boundaries, and you won't feel like you're giving too much. That's the problem. Like, not to say that don't be giving, be selfish, anything. A lot of people advocate be selfish, be this. You don't have to be nothing, but just be firm with what you want. If somebody trying to negotiate with you and you not getting a fair deal, no, cut the negotiation off. Stop negotiating with people that have nothing to negotiate. You have those boundaries. People will know they cannot play with you if you have those boundaries. All right? Nothing's for yo. People try to negotiate with me now. No, straight like that. If it's not an offer that has something to benefit me or that can help me, why am I? It's not a negotiation. Negotiation should be you're getting something and I'm getting something. That's it. And stop letting people say, "Oh, you selfish. You getting you whatever they say." People say so many things to try to belittle your position, and you need to keep your position firm. I'm very adamant on this. Keep your position firm. Do not let them belittle you. You said what you want and you meant that. That's the problem. We say what we want and we don't mean that. We don't stand firm behind the stuff we say when we finally do speak. Stop letting people quiet your voice. Speak when you need to speak. Be direct. Be open. Be transparent. Let people know you have boundaries and they will not play with you. All right? Because they don't play with other people like that. They only play with you because they know they have leeway. that you give them rope. You're giving them rope to hang you with. You see how crazy that sounds? And that really was my New Year's resolution, to stop giving people leeway. And now, nothing. Everything is a negotiation. If I'm not getting something out the negotiation, I walk away from the table. Do not be afraid to walk away from the table if people are not giving you what you want. Walk away from the table. If you go to a restaurant and they serve you food you don't like, and they say, "Oh, I ain't serving you no other food," what you gonna do? I'm not eating this. You gonna walk out the restaurant and go to another restaurant. That's how you need to treat certain situations. This is a negotiation. People really try to get what they want out of you without giving back. How is that fair? If it's not fair, I'm not doing it. If it's as simple as that. We do things that are not fair to us, and then we feel drained when and empty inside because we gave so much out without getting something. The best relationships should be 50-50. I had a new theory. I'm not, if a relationship fails, I'm only taking 50% responsibility because I only bring 50% into that relationship. The other person brings the other 50%. So why are you taking 100% responsibility when it's that other person's fault too? No, only take 50% responsibility because you can only bring 50% to the relationship. You're only one person. It takes two people to make a relationship. So that other person has 50% that they not bringing to their side. Do not let them manipulate you and gaslight you, all right? And if you need advice on how to stop manipulation and gaslighting, come to me. I will show you the way. I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. Round of applause. To the best podcast in the world. Set boundaries. Set clear, firm, rigid boundaries that people will not be allowed to cross. They shall not pass. You got to be like Moses. They shall not pass the waters. All right? I will flood this shit. All right? Be prepared to be Moses. I will flood this. Y'all will not pass my boundaries. You will not pass my line. All right? Be firm with it. That's the problem. We don't be firm. We set boundaries too late. We set boundaries too late. And by the time we set the boundaries, they all the way on the other side. So you done set a boundary and they already are all the way on the other side. So then you got to move your line more and more back. And now you got this much space. You done gave this person all of this space and you got this much little space because you didn't know how to set boundaries in the beginning of a relationship. Before you get googly eyed and you fall in love with this person, set boundaries. Tell them, I will not accept this, that, and that, okay? And then we can move forward. If they don't want to accept that, walk away from the table. At any time during any relationship that does not serve you, do not feel afraid to walk away from the table. That's how you negotiate. If I'm not getting what I want out of this relationship, I'm out. It's not up for negotiation. Like you especially if you're a person with a big heart, because we get shitted on the most because we give too much leeway. You're not setting boundaries. You need to set boundaries, all right? This is you. This is your boundaries. This is them. It's not a wall. It's just boundaries. Wall is too firm and rigid. The boundaries is, all right, this is it. I made this. It's a peaceful place. Make it a peaceful wall. If you're going to make it a wall, put some roses and some vines on the wall so it's a peaceful wall. But let them know it's a boundary here, right? You cannot play here. On the other side of the wall, you got to come correct. You got to come correct with integrity and be gracious and don't like I have a new thing where if I'm in a relationship, I don't talk to the girl crazy. I used to talk to girls crazy. I still do. But I'm trying to minimize it where I talk to people with respect because it's little things. We could talk to people with respect. I don't got to tell people SMD and all this other stuff. That girl's telling me. Girls like saying SMD lately. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Like I said, but I do know what's wrong with y'all. It's boys all the time. But like I said, set those boundaries where you don't have to say nothing crazy to that person, where they know if you get me out of character, I have to go because you're going to make me into somebody else. When somebody gets me out of character, you got 5 minutes and then I'm back. Like, all right, I can't talk to them. Like, I just won't talk to you. I will not engage in any communication that does not serve me. Do I need to say that for y'all again? I do not engage in any communication that does not serve me. Why am I having a conversation that makes me not like myself? And why am I having a conversation that makes me feel ill? Like, no, I'm not talking to you. I'd rather not talk to you. I could talk to other people that's more pleasant, for real. If you're talking to somebody that got a nasty attitude, always funky, always moody, always this and that, I can't talk to you. Bye. I come bringing good vibes. If you don't have good vibes when I talk to you, we can't talk because my boundaries will not allow me to talk to you for real. Set boundaries on everything that you do, and your life will be better. And like I said, you'll still get in arguments, you'll still do this, but you'll have that boundary. Like, no, they crossed it. All right, I know how to deal with them. Now I have to make my boundaries more firm because you wasn't getting it. Do not give them leeway. All right, it's all everything. Every relationship is a game of tug of war. So do not give them too much rope, or you know what they're gonna do with it. That's why you set those clear, firm boundaries. And you not let anybody cross them. It's as simple as that. And that's all I want to talk about. You know what I mean? One more thing. Set those boundaries and do not let them cross them. Like I said, I'm going to just reiterate that one more time. Firm boundaries. This is them. This is you. Well, this is the boundary. And this is you. Set it. What they gonna do, they gotta knock on the door politely, like, hey, what's up? You coming correct? All right, I'll let you in. If they not coming correct, do not let them pass your boundary. All right? It don't gotta be a crazy wall. It could just be a pleasant wall. It could be a nice little picket fence. But let them know it's an attack dog on the other side of this picket fence. It look good over here. They want to swing the block and come see you, but let them know, come correct, because it's a pit bull that's on the other pass of these boundaries, and he will run you past these boundaries again if you mess up on the other side. It's as simple as that. That's all I want to talk about today. Thanks for listening, as always.
You're a dummy. You're wildin'. Where's the money, Joe?
You don't like me much, do you?